Welcome to tonight's episode of
Mythic Wyrd.
Last we left off. With the threat now vanquished, the party members began gathering up the remainder of the survivors to the ballroom, so all those there could be accounted for and to leave this accursed estate behind. Drea and Bjorn had an awkward standoff with Sylvanus on the stairs, who was carrying young Jayce. And after some back and forth, Prince Tommen interjected and commanded Father Bellador to have both Jayce and Sylvanus arrested on the grounds that they were not welcome here. They got into the grounds and this massacre happened. After some resisting and some arguing, Jayce took his hand and backhanded you across the face, silencing you, telling you to speak only when spoken to, and showing the rest of you, especially you, Daario, a darker side of your brother. Father Bell, before entering the estate, you vanquished the hooded necromancer in the crack of the side of the cliff. And upon returning, you discovered your prince quite emotional and in his own way expressing that fear, anxiety, and adrenaline by almost becoming a tyrant ruler in that short moment. As the rest of the party scouted out to look for any survivors, 2 more bodies were found dead after the painted man was vanquished. And upon loading them up, the deceased into a cart, a column was formed, and you began heading back to the estate. Bjorn, you made amends with Prince Tommen, and Father Bell, he saw your unfettered counsel about his half-brother. Getting back to the estate, Drea and Bjorn, you guys excuse yourself, preferring to take refuge in other quarters outside the citadel. Daario, you went to your room where you found a letter. Father Bell, you took Sylvanus and Jayce to a holding room, and after Jayce saw the magnificence and the wealth in this single room, he rejected your offer and demanded that he be taken to the cells. Returning back to the cells, you guys found Bonaire still there in his cell without the key, still spooning the dead man that has now been there for almost 48 hours. After a few hours of silence, because Jayce, you were in quite a foul mood, Father Bellador appeared and, in his goodwill, granted you penance. Penance? I don't know the word. Penance. And gave you your freedom before you found out it was actually Bjorn using magic to disguise himself as the Holy Father and break you out of your cell. Not before knocking Bonaire back out.
You said a few hours. Can we have a couple of short rests?
You might have a short rest, yeah. Escorting you outside the walls of the citadel, you had a conversation about the intention of these royals, and you found it hard to believe that they were trying to help you, as well as the prince and heir of Ostermark was here for good and not his own well-being. You decided to invite them and show them to the canvas, where you were hoping on the morrow you'd be able to discuss with them further. Bjorn and Drea then returned, not to their original rooms, but a separate inn where they will take up a night's rest to avoid any suspicion or any leave any clues behind that they had something to do with your breakout. Sylvanus, you had a heated one-sided argument with Jayce, who no longer wanted anything to do with you, and let you know in plain terms that you weren't invited to his meeting, and basically to fuck off. I think that was it. Was there anything that I missed?
Jayce grabbed some paint at the end. That was it.
Correct.
I think that was it.
Beautiful. In that case, welcome to tonight's episode of
Mythic Wyrd.
Tonight's episode starts with you, Sylvanus. As dawn breaks, you leave your room, head downstairs for the shitty meal that's been prepared for the patrons in the morning. It's a thick porridge, some kind of oatmeal porridge. It's cold by now, and you have the inkling that it was made last night, so he wouldn't have to wake up early this morning. And as you take your seat at the bar, a thick sludge is put into your wooden bowl and pushed across the counter to you. As the barkeep scratches his nose, spits in a bucket, and then pours you a cup of ale to wash it down.
I suppose you don't have anything more fresher than this, do you?
I do, but you have to pay.
That's fine.
I'll wait after.
Something with meat.
Meet in the morning.
Yes.
Alright, I can stew you up something. Silver piece.
Flick him a silver. Actually, I flick him two. I want a double meat.
Knocks it on the desk, on the counter, before giving you a nod and going out the back. And you can hear his heavy knife chopping on the wooden block as he hacks God knows what into small chunks. And you hear them split in a pot as you see him walking around the back, grabbing herbs and spices, throwing it in before putting the pot over the fire to boil. You've slept well. It was a alright night in these cheap, dingy quarters. But you can't help but feel perhaps a little bit lost on your next course of action. What is Sylvanus feeling, and what are his thoughts on where he wants to go next?
Sylvanus is kind of in two places at the moment. One place is, how did he get caught up in all this? And another place, another thought is he's second guessing, like leaving Jayce on his own. He doesn't care what the kid thinks about him, as long as, you know, he's not harmed. So he's stewing at the moment. Probably thinking about, what time is it?
6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, he's thinking he's pondering if he should go to the warehouse docks. He knows he's roughly around there, and just scope out the area, and just chill. Yeah.
After being lost in thought for a moment, a heavy wooden bowl is placed steaming in front of you after a spoon is plonked in there. Chunks of meat, vegetables, spices float around the top, and you get a nice whiff of spices. There's a lot of meat in there. It's grey, but you're hoping that the vegetables and the spices will hide any unwanted taste.
Does it look edible?
It looks edible. You've had worse. It's definitely nice looking in the porridge.
I'll take a spoonful.
Roll a constitution. No, I'm joking. It's quite alright. The warmth of it is nice. The meat isn't the best, but again, disguised by the spices and the vegetables, it's edible.
That's better.
Father Bellador, where are you currently?
Doing my morning prayers. What time is it, sorry?
6:30.
Probably completing my morning prayers and then going to head down to the cells.
Alright. There's a soft knock on the door as one of the serving ladies opens up the door, brings in some fresh water, some warm tea, and little bits of dried fruit and bread. Your common kind of nibbles in the morning. She places it down, gingerly walks around the room, making your bed, picking anything up. The room's immaculate anyway. She does what little she can before asking you if there's anything else you'd like from her in the morning.
That'll be all, my child.
She gives you a small bow before quietly walking out the room and closing the door behind her, leaving you once again in your deep prayer. Bjorn and Drea.
Sorry, can I just do I know when Tommen and Daario are likely to be meeting with their dad?
Probably around 8 o'clock.
Like, yeah, so I definitely go to the cells and then meet with them before they go in.
Yep, easy as. Bjorn and Drea.
Would we have gotten a long rest, sorry?
Yes. Yeah.
Did everyone get a long rest?
We would have went to bed around.
Oh no, yeah. Sorry, you would have been. Yeah,
Except for getting up at this time.
yeah.
So
You can decide to sleep in longer if you like.
when would we wake up?
If you do a long rest, you'd wake up at 11.
No, I wake up at 6.
We'll do a short rest.
Short rest.
Right.
Can we take two
Oh.
short rests? Technically?
But
Yeah, you
One
could.
short rest would recover both
I'm going to use
of your lunch.
my abilities a couple of times to heal up the second wind thing.
Alright, should we go?
I mean, you're taking short rest too.
Shortest. Although I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't remember what it does to me.
Just your blood med melody, but you hadn't used it, so it's good.
So if you want to call maybe up before the rising of the sun anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So although probably took some extra effort this morning, his body clock still goes off and he's going to roll out of bed, do a few push-ups immediately, and then go and wake Drea. This is maybe before 6 a little bit.
Alright. You're softly pushed awake, Drea, and as you stir underneath your thin blanket, Az turns around and stretches in his sleep, his legs and arms stretching out wide before he curls up again and shuffles closer to your neck for warmth.
He's so cute. I pull the blanket up over him a little bit more. And I just open my eyes.
Nice and shiny.
morning.
Sleep well? Or did you sleep we could have?
It was enough.
Was enough? We get back to the Crown King for the start nursing our absence.
Breakfast there?
I think so. We'll get ready. Leave. I don't know if the innkeeper would be up at this hour.
Yeah, he would be getting breakfast ready.
We'll try and just discreetly leave, I think.
Yeah, I mean, nothing's really asked of you as you leave. It just gives you a silent nod from the kitchen as you guys make your way out. As
How
does
far?
not get out of bed, and you have to pick him up and put him in your breast pocket, or he curls up against your chest. You can just feel his soft breath against your neck as his head's just kind of resting on your chest, and every now and then his eyes flutter open, but his eyes are like rolled back and he's completely out of it.
How far would it be? I don't want to take it in right next to the Crown King, so.
Half hour, 15 minutes.
Alright. Yeah, maybe just make our way back over there. Just don't know. I'll guide Drea into like an alleyway. I don't imagine there's too much hustle and bustle right now, but we'll go into an alleyway because we don't really want to be attract too much attention. We'll try and make our way that way.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we make our way to the Crown King, normally Bjorn does his morning exercises, and I think Dre's picked that up as well. And we do that together. So maybe we hit the stables or the Crown King and get to work while they sort of wake up and stuff, and then we can enter through the door
Yep.
and be like, oh yeah, we just got up early and we're doing exercises.
Yep, easy. The stable boys are already up and shoveling manure and getting fresh hay and fresh water in. It's a cold, brisk morning as you guys make your way across the city.
Maybe the last, when we're like halfway through the distance, Bjorn will strip down to his waist. I don't know what you want to do, but maybe we'll we'll jog the rest of the way, so then it looks like we've just come back from a morning jog or something as well.
Okay, nice. It's a cold morning, and you guys, the jog definitely helps warm up your body as the morning mist still hangs around low on all the roads and alleyways, swirling around your feet as you guys make your way through the city. Upon entering the stables, there's a few stable boys up, bring hay and fresh water to the horses. They pay you no mind until you start exercising, where a few of them kind of lean up against a few posts, watching you do your thing.
Could modify it a little bit because I can't use my
A movable rod.
that's
Yeah.
the one. So if I find any rafters,
Plenty around.
and Dre and I have done this quite a lot right now, so we just get into it, we're in sync.
Mm.
And then after our exercises, it'll be like a bit of hand-to-hand combat training,
Mm.
maybe a bit of knife work or something, and then I think we'll finish with that.
Beautiful. At the corner of your eye, you can see the young boys watching you and imitating kind of pull-ups and push-ups that you guys do, testing their own strength against the rafters that they can reach. And a few times during the exercises, you feel something slip out your breast pocket, only to find Az on the straw floor, falling out your pocket, completely unconscious, still sleeping, before he like tries to clasp for you and clasps some random straw that he hugs tight before you kind of pick him up, lay him somewhere, or put him back in your breast pocket.
Yeah.
And eventually, by the time you guys are finished, he's kind of slowly roused. His eyes are open. His head's on the palm of his, on the back of his hands, and he's just watching you.
If Bjorn's stripped, Dre would put him in Bjorn's clothes, like make a little bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be because Bjorn's sleeveless coat.
Oh yeah, you don't wear.
He'd like it's hooked at the belt, so he takes off the top part.
Yeah.
Sort of
I get
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. As you finish your morning
But
exercises,
maybe the cloaks that we had on last night. We'll bundle them. Yeah. So.
as you finish your morning exercises, you head back in to the inn. Where you're greeted quite warmly, and she comments about the night's stay and just make sure that you guys were all happy and warm and it wasn't too cold or anything like that.
Oh. And that's not in the
Just wanted to see. Thank
fine
you.
quarters you have.
My thanks.
We've enjoyed ourselves so much that I must ask you if you have any permanent rooms available.
We have a few, but unfortunately they are rented out, but I'd be happy to give you the room for at least another 2 weeks. I might have to move you after that, but I could definitely guarantee a stay here for you for 2 weeks.
We'd be happy with that.
Fantastic.
And we're happy to pay up front if that suits you.
Oh, beautiful. Of course, if you're happy to do so, we'll do it at 11 gold pieces instead of the 14.
Oh, that's so nice.
And should we just take care of breakfast?
Or breakfast is included with that.
Excellent service again.
That's why the prince sent you here.
It is. I'm just gonna count the money.
Yeah.
While Bjorn's paying, Jayce wants to look around the room, you know. What kind of people are in the Clan King?
Absolutely. You have a look around the first level where the kitchens are at. There's a large open mills area with a nice roaring fire that's already been burning for quite a while. You can see about 8 different groups sitting around at the moment having breakfast. All of them looking like travellers. Make an investigation check.
17.
17. As you look around, taking in the scene, you catch eyes with someone who's staring directly at you and Bjorn. A wide brim coat and a leather hat hides his face and features except for his eyes. And as you lock eyes with him, he gets up slowly and leaves from another exit.
Very dark. That's what I was thinking.
Awesome.
I would like to follow him. I'm just gonna be like to Bjorn. I'm gonna get some air.
Isn't that what we were just doing last hour?
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk out the door, just like not conspicuously, but like morning stroll. If I see him.
You have a look around, and as the streets begin to get busier, you do spot him, and at your surprise, he's moved further than you thought he would be, and he seems to be heading into the direction of the citadel. He pauses and half looks over his shoulder,
At me.
not looking at you, his head just slightly turns.
Try's gonna give this.
She's gonna...
Like,
He doesn't make... Like, he
but
doesn't...
still,
It doesn't
if he
look
looked,
over.
would he be able to see?
No, he wouldn't. You just see him turn his head slightly.
Okay.
You just can see the side of his ear before he begins walking again.
Nice. I'll go back inside. Stranger danger, guys.
The transaction is finished, and she tells you guys
Is
that...
that him?
That's what I was trying to look for.
Is that Mark?
Not gonna lie. I did forget.
No, wasn't it with an S?
Yeah, it was with an S.
Oh, yeah.
It's not Shelby, is it? Sharon?
What? Doesn't matter.
I think it was Sharon.
Shannon.
Shen.
Shannon.
She tells you that she'll make sure to put some soap in there and stuff like that for you guys as well.
In the what?
In your room for you to stay. There's no really bathing area in the inn, but you know, to freshen up in the morning and things like that.
You spoil us. Shannon.
Well, you are the prince's friends. Make sure to pass on my my generous treatment. She laughs at you.
Of course, absolutely. To him and anyone else who asks.
My thanks. Now breakfast. Anything
Yes,
particular?
please. Do you have a menu?
Well, we'll usually serve porridge in the morning, but I'd be happy to fix you and your friend here something special.
I'm fine with porridge.
Maybe some bread, please.
She
Some
gives,
berries sprinkled on top of the porridge would be nice.
of course.
Bit of almond, maybe some cinnamon.
She pours 2 bowls of porridge in front of you guys
Do you have
before
honey?
going out of the kitchen, coming back with a small platter that she places between you guys, filled with grapes, berries, strawberries, cut apples, a bowl of honey with a little scoop, and some other kind of flavorings and sugar, cinnamon, and things like that.
Does it smell?
Smells pretty good.
Okay, I'm going to sink into that, and I'm just going to ask for a tea as well.
She gives you a nod and brings you both a warm cup of green tea
Yep.
and a nice thick wooden cup that she places by your side. And after that, she moves off, attending to the other guests that are in the room.
So, as soon as he moves up, I'm just gonna like, that was a quick run for her.
The area is different here.
Yes. Even though I feel out of place here. But, I don't mean to overstep, but I just want you to know that if there is anything that you want to tell me, okay, if you're uncomfortable, maybe, I know you're not used to this sort of fine dining, if you could call it that. I just, I'm okay with wherever we are.
This is nice. I think it is close enough for us to do what is need to be done. Far away enough from us.
And it was a good presence. We've made sure that we're known to be here, so
Yes.
no one could suspect otherwise. Just,
What is the plan though?
Daario's in game now. Game. I fear I've been taught to play but never had a go at myself. I'll do what I can, but there seems to be another element in play in the streets. I think we just,
Play them both.
yes. But let's not get in too deep.
And why not?
Good drown.
Is it better for us to drown or to let others drown?
It's better for no one to drown.
I think you could make a change here. If we play it right.
Yes. But again, if there's anything you wish to talk about, I'm right here.
So is this porridge. She's just gonna start eating.
You both dig into your porridge as you find Az curled around your cup with a few grapes that he's picked, kind of stashed around him as he sits against the cup for warmth and begins digging into it. Not before long, he's got a hand stuck in the honey that he can't get out. He tries to pull it out, instead pulls himself face first into the honey, and you have to kind of pick him up, and it's just dripping everywhere. As he tries to lick his face, and
You can take him anyway.
he goes back before you grab him by the tail and just give him like a little spoonful on the
Yeah.
counter or something that
I'm
he
just
sits
gonna
there lapping.
remove the honey.
Jayce, where do we find the young Tabaski in the morning?
he'd be heading to his parents.
As you open the door, you can hear your mother singing coming from upstairs. Already getting probably on a 4th cup of tea. And your dad pokes his head out from behind the curtain from the back, raising an eyebrow at you. Eventful night?
Yeah, it was bloody crazy. Crazy. There was like a lot of stuff.
You're with the Holy Father.
Yeah, the priest.
Yeah, well, he sent word. That
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yes. I saw him.
Okay. No secrets.
Yeah.
Your mother comes down, happy and singing as she gives you a kiss on the cheek, pushing a bowl of milk, bread, cheese, a cup of tea, as she fusses about your clothes, and goes over to Doris, giving him a cup as he rolls his eyes and just puts it on the counter, already having enough tea for one day. As Kathy begins kind of just singing and doing her morning chores, dancing around, not really in a much better mood than the last few days.
So it's just me and Doris, I think?
Yeah, and so Doris was he's already had breakfast. Kathy's just going around like dusting the windows, putting the signs out.
No secrets. There was some ghosts or something at the ball. It was a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. People were killed.
Killed.
Yeah.
Kathy stops singing at once and turns around, eyes wide, tears already forming in her eyes.
Look, hey, mom, I'm fine. Look, I'm here.
Are you sure? And she rushes up to you, pulling your coat aside, checking you for any wounds. Did someone try to kill you, Jayce?
No, I'm fine, really.
Doris,
Really?
did he try to kill a little boy?
No, they didn't try to kill me. I'm okay.
Was this the priest?
No, it wasn't the priest. I mean, I don't think so. I don't know what it was. It was just... I don't even know what it was. I just saw a lot of dead people.
Kathy gasps as her eyes go wide. My poor boy. My poor boy should not have to see that. Doris. He has seen death at such a young age.
I mean...
What happened, son?
Well, we were at the ball, we had the hat, we got in, and then we just heard screams. And then I was running trying to find Tommen, because that's what we were there for. I wanted to make sure, he was alive so I could still talk to him. And they were just corpses.
And did you get out, like we discussed? Can I happily presume you didn't get involved?
Well, like I said, I went in and see Tommen, and then I got out. Like you said.
Straight out. Nothing in between you getting in and getting out.
Well, I got in, and then I went to make sure Tommen was okay, and then Tommen was okay, and then Tommen got mad at me, and got mad at a lot of people, and then I went to jail, and then I came home.
Kathy shrieks at the top of her lungs before turning to Doris, babbling, tears flowing down her face.
Look, it's alright. The priest got me out. He let me out.
Our son is a criminal,
No,
Doris!
I'm not a criminal.
And they tried to kill him!
No, they didn't try to kill me. I mean, they...
Did you kill them? Oh, you can tell me, sweetie.
No, I wouldn't kill anyone, Mum. Who do you think I am?
I know, you're a good boy.
Yeah.
And Sylvanus? Is he alright?
Probably.
Well, where did you see him? Is he in jail?
I mean, no, he got out with me from Father Bellador, but then I don't know where he went after.
Your father sighs. This is exactly why I advised you not to go and get involved in such things. Do you not understand what you're playing with, Jayce? You could have been killed. You could have been framed for killing.
Well, it's either I get shot in the street or I die trying to make a change.
Or you could be safe here with us.
I'm not safe.
Well, we're safer than you being at a ball.
But how about everyone else? If we just stay here and do nothing, we're just as bad as the fucking Lords.
Your mum holds out a purse. I've taught him how to curse.
I'm sorry, I ran out of money.
Would you like some? And she gives you her own allowance as she puts 3 gold pieces in your hand before taking out a gold piece and putting it in the cursed purse for you.
No, I can't take this. I haven't been in the shop. Yeah, take it back.
No? Take it just in case.
Okay. But I mean, at the end of all that, it was really weird. Some of the lords that were at the ball came and saw me, and they said they wanted to help us.
Both your parents look at you. Doris raises an eyebrow at you. Help in which way?
You know, help is everything. The tanks, the witch hunters, the guards.
Jayce, tell me you're not speaking about rebellion again.
But
Where does this end?
it ends when...
When what? When you're dead?
No,
How else is this supposed to end? We let you out one night, and you've already seen death.
but how was I supposed to know that was supposed to happen?
You're not. But you can do us all a favor by avoiding putting yourself in those situations. Who are these royals?
Can I get your names?
Did you share your names with them?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he
my
said,
Bjorn is my sister, right?
Yeah, when I was a mouse.
There's one called Bjorn and one called Drea.
Kathy pipes up. She's so beautiful. Oh, she is a stunning princess.
You know her?
Yes, I did her hair.
Huh. Did she seem like a good person?
Yes, I loved her. In fact, I was hoping we might discuss maybe you courting her. She would be a fine match. Kathy, this is not the time. All I'm saying is she's a sweet girl, and her brother, he is such an angel, and I just think maybe it's
let's
time.
slow down. Let's slow down. Anyway, those are the two. They said they wanted to help, and they said that Daario was Lord Daario's gonna help.
Prince Daario.
Lord Mr. Prince person.
And where does it go from here?
Well, they said they were gonna meet me at the canvas.
And they plan to, what, declare open war?
Well, I'm not really sure, but we didn't really get to talk much yesterday, so
You want to go today?
yeah.
Are you only going to be talking?
Yeah, of course.
No dead bodies.
Look, I wasn't. I didn't know that was gonna happen.
Fine. Stay sensible. And if you're only talking, not in the dead of the night or anything,
Well, they said to let me know, so.
okay, well, at least be somewhere safe. Just let us know when you go. And if it escalates from anything other than talking, you come back and you let us know and we discuss it as a family and we decide the best course of action. And no more talk about rebellion. You find a peaceful resolution. No buts. You find a peaceful resolution to lay your friends to rest. Agreed?
I can't agree to that.
Jayce, you can't... What do you know about rebellion? What's the first thing you need to do?
I mean, I don't need to know anything.
Okay, well, are you willing to kill?
No, I'm not willing to kill.
Okay, well, how are you going to do a rebellion without killing? Do you think other people that take on your grandiose idea are going to kill?
Well, look,
Chances are they probably are. And whose bloodshed is that? Whose hands is that blood going to be on?
well, I can't stay here and do nothing.
There's other ways, Jayce.
Like what?
Ways that don't involve violence or you losing your life. Speak to these people. From what I gather, they are good people. And I pray they don't lead you down a dangerous road. But only speak to them. And then we'll discuss further. And perhaps we can get a line of communication to the prince, one of them, and see where things go.
Okay.
Have you slept? You look like shit.
Do I?
Yeah.
That's not very
Kathy's
nice.
right there in his face. As he pulls out a coin and puts it in there. You look tired, he says.
I feel great.
Alright, well just make sure you look after yourself.
Well, what do we need to do?
Work here?
Yeah.
Plenty. And he grabs you and drags you out the back to start rearranging some cloth and resorting it with him. Alright. Father Bellador. The guards give you a bow at the gate of the prison before you make your way down the stairs. And as soon as you enter the room, the administration room, Sigma, smite me and smite my foes. And I swear to you, Father, we have been praying all night. Not once did we gamble again, just as you so mercifully showed us.
What was the name of the guard, sorry?
You're not.
The one that I asked to stay like, on guard?
Oh, that one? That would be Reich.
Is that the one that's...
No, he is. He's left because he apparently took them out and he was no longer needed. But the guards at the kind of administration, kind of the jailers, are up at attention. You can tell they're quite tired from their shift. That's probably about an hour away from ending.
I just want to remind you whether or not this affects anything, but as for the Bellator, I told them that those of strong faith do not talk, do not murder, and I was like, next time you see me,
Oh, you did,
don't
yeah.
speak of this night,
You
and
did.
I'll know that you've been faithful or something like that.
You did. All right. They just
So
start.
I don't know if
They just start reciting loudly. Kind of giving you sheepish looks.
Faith is strong this morning, God.
Yes, I have found the light. Yes,
May you always bask in it.
yes.
Have the prisoners been fed?
Hmm?
The Tabaski and the nun.
I mean, did you want us to feed them on the way out, or?
Way up.
I mean, yes. They have been. And I am faithful.
Great. I leave them both in the solitary cell for us to chat.
Of course. We'll bring them right there. Would you like
I will come.
a cup of water?
My thirst is quenched. Thank you, my child. Are you okay?
I feel Sigma deep within me. I'm reborn. And I do not pray and tell. And he gives you a wink.
Lead the way, man.
He escorts you not to the dungeons, but to a separate corridor off, where there's 2 rooms with large wooden doors reinforced by metal, and inside a cell with a table in the middle. He brings you in there and nods to you and says, "The prisoners will be here shortly." And then just stands there.
Okay, I'll take a seat.
I know this is another test, but trust me, Father. I am strong. You cannot find any weakness in me.
Do I sense anything strange about this?
Make an insight check.
Wait, don't you make it?
Yeah, I'll make this one.
I got +7.
Father Bellador feels this man is acting very, very strange. And the way he keeps sheepishly smiling at you and winking at you is confusing you quite a lot. There's clearly something up, but you're just more confused than anything as he continues to stand there and nod at you.
Did they give you any trouble through the night?
Father, I'm disappointed you think such a trick would work on me.
Ground yourself, God, and answer me straight.
The light is strong in this one, Father. Very strong.
Where are my prisoners?
Too easy. Oh, Father.
Alright, Father Bellador is going to reach into his cloak, and he's going to pull out a piece of metal that looks like a blacksmith's puzzled.
Mm.
Do you know what this is, God?
That is metal. Just like the same metal Sigma had in the Heldenhammer.
He's going to place it on the table and start praying around it.
The priest tries to recite the same words, like
God.
what the guard recites after you, fucking up a few of the words.
I'm going to cast Zone of Truth. Where are the prisoners?
We escorted them out last night as per your will, and left them past the city gates. And he looks at you.
As per my will. You will
What's happening?
You will describe to me the events of the night.
This is a test.
Be that as it may, you will.
No. I will not speak of it, just as you commanded me to do so. Damn it! I mean, I know nothing.
That's a lie.
Yeah. This is hard because they can just not willingly tell the light, right?
Correct.
Yep. He just says, "Damn it."
To where did we escort them?
I know, but I'm not going to speak of it. Yes, I'm starting to get this.
Yeah, I get a sense that they're not in the cells anymore, right? From what he said, they were escorted out.
I'll make another insight check for you. We'll do it with advantage. What'd you get? +7? You clearly understand something has gone wrong, and you are quite aware they're not in their cells anymore. And with that roll, you get the sense that you were impersonated, and this guard is fully convinced that he's doing right by you. Did I pass, Father?
I fear the veil of darkness has blinded you through the night, my child.
The gambling?
Ask the Lord Captain Commander to meet me this afternoon before you retire for the night. For the day.
Here? Now?
This afternoon,
Here?
in my chamber.
You can tell why he's a jailer. Yes, Father. And I won't speak anything of this to Eva.
You will speak it to the Lord Captain Commander.
No, I won't. And he gives you another wink.
Do I get the sense he's gonna tell the Lord Captain Commander to come see me?
No, you actually feel like he's not going to tell him or say anything. And you sense with that same insight check that he's fully convinced that he's doing the right thing, and he's not telling the Lord Commander.
Okay.
However, you can hear the guards now rotating as they have brief discussions about the night. Not those involved in whatever happened, but around the cell you can hear them rotating shifts now as this shift's coming to an end.
I'm gonna pick up my item and tuck it back in as I get up.
Have I been saved, Father?
Light willing, we will all be saved.
I'm so proud of myself.
As you were, God.
Father?
I'm gonna walk out and I'm gonna grab one of the guards coming onto the new shift and tell them to get the Lord Captain Commander.
As the guards are coming in, they stand at attention as you come in. This guy should not have this position at all. He's quite loose and doesn't show you the not that it doesn't show respect, doesn't show you the
Courtesies.
correct courtesies of your titles. However, the other guards stand at attention to stop all conversation as you step into the room.
I want
And-
to pick the one, like, I would know roughly
Yeah.
the guards.
Yeah,
the
they're-
one that's probably the most level-headed.
There is the captain there, not the captain of the guard, the captain of the cell, who nods to you and says he'll do it right away.
Excellent. And I'm going to start making my way back up to try and find Daario and Tommen.
Beautiful. You make it back into the citadel at a time where you think they'll be rousing, and probably about half hour before the intended meeting with their father. Through your abilities, word has already reached the Count, and he has ordered his men to summon them within the hour to come see him. You approach Daario's door.
I want to approach both of them when they're together. I'm assuming at some point, they'll enter together, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'll wait till then.
Beautiful.
I'm assuming there's some sort of sitting area or something like that near.
They'll probably be led straight into there, but there'll be a few minutes. You could probably catch them as they step out of their chambers.
I will do my rounds of the palace until then.
Prince Daario. As you wake, clean up, dress, and get ready for the day ahead, and confronting your father, there's a soft rasp at the door. They're waiting for you to call them in. The guardsman opens the door, stepping to the room, bowing low to you. My prince, the Count, has asked to see you.
Will my brother be there as well?
Your brother has been summoned as well, my prince.
Is he there now?
Last I just spoke to him 10 minutes ago in his chambers.
I shall get ready and leave.
Your father expects you in 30 minutes in the council room. And he bows to you and walks out and closes the door behind him.
I'll just get ready for the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So I get dressed.
Yep.
Clothes, and then as soon as that's finished, I'll head straight there.
Opening the door, the guards give you a bow as you walk past them. The guards stationed outside your door, and you see Father Bellador and Tommen coming down the stairs. Tommen looks like, even though he hasn't, had much sleep, he always has a fresh look about him. And as he catches your eye, good morning, good morrow, brother.
Tomorrow.
Our father summons us.
It's never good news.
No.
I assume it's about last night.
No doubt he's already heard of our exploits.
It's good and bad.
Will you be joining us, Father?
Someone has not been granted to me, my lords.
No, of course not. He'd rather chastise us in private.
Perhaps for the best. Remember, in the face of adversity, draw on the light within yourselves. Let it guide your tongue, let it sharpen your mind, and let it strengthen your resolve. I'm going to say sort of like checking over them and fixing their clothes and, when those do not believe in you, if you believe in what you did, then that is all that matters.
Tommen sighs. We're going to see my father, not the bloody emperor. Father Bell. Calm yourself.
Whilst I was doing that, I'm going to cast guidance on both of them.
Nice. Tommen, so they go at D4?
Yeah, they get D4.
Yeah.
To any ability check.
Tommen looks at you, impatient. Ready?
Yes, I will.
Any last wise words, Father Bell?
Good luck.
Pray for us, he says mockingly, as he motions to you to follow him up the stairs.
I'll wait till Tommen turns around. As soon as he does, put my hand on Father Bell's shoulder. I'll say, "Thank you. Your words will be remembered."
Come, brother, he says from up the stairs.
Just gonna lean in close and say, "Help guide your brother."
Like always. And then I'll follow my brother upstairs.
Rushing up the stairs, you catch Tommen just before the doors open, as the guards open their doors, bowing as Tommen walks gracefully and head high, chest up, to a fairly large room. A giant oak table sits in the middle, as your father sits at the end of it, poring over some letters. A hot cup of tea by his side, as serving maids come and go, cleaning the room, bringing bits and bobs into the room, before he looks up at you both as Tommen stops at the end of the table and gives a small bow. Father?
Bow as well. Father.
Do you care to explain to me what occurred last night?
As you are aware, my brother was throwing me a welcome party, and just after midnight, we started hearing screams throughout the manor. My friends and I, and my brother, traced those screams to a lord. We believed he was attacked, as his eyes were cut out. And we found the culprit, and he has been dealt with.
After he slew 4 nobles under Valandil protection. A bit late, do you not think, son?
There's a possibility there could have been more than one.
A possibility, and you have yet to confirm this. So the culprit is still out on the loose, possibly killing more of our subjects.
We believe the culprit may have been a spectre of some sort, as he was travelling with it throughout paintings.
Spectre or not, do you not understand how this looks? What kind of ill perception it throws on our family?
I do.
Like we cannot protect them under our own house, within our boundaries.
I'm willing to accept any punishment that is fit and that will ease the people as well.
Punishment? What? You think I would have you flogged in the streets? You may be a bastard, Daario, but you have the Valandil name. And I will not subject my family to any more embarrassment. Tommen standing quiet and still. You can see make an insight check, actually. You roll up.
Natural one.
You're too locked onto your father to notice your brother at this stage. But he is silent. And as your father's eyes flick from you to him, you're quiet this morning. No words to say? No smart remark? Well, speak up, boy. And Tommen, as my brother said, Father, we will make amends and make sure the families are well compensated. He scoffs at your brother. Points to you. Him, I don't expect him to understand. But you really believe compensation, money will do anything. A name's been tarnished, Tommen.
Message has to be given to the people that the lives of the Lord's lost is not meaningless, and I believe a statement should be made both financially and physically.
And what about the faith in our subjects? The faith in the Valendil house?
That shall be restored.
How?
I believe increase the presence of the guards to let everyone know that they're safe. Maybe even send a few attachments to stand watch of any lords that are in our kingdom at the moment, and send someone to inspect the manor where the attack happened. And if so, if needed, burn the place to the ground to let them know that it'll never happen again.
And where shall I get these sons, or these soldiers, Daario? Do you have any idea of the political state with Tabakland at the moment? We are on the precipice of war. Most of our troops are stationed at the boundary. Those that aren't there are stationed on the boundary on Slovenia, keeping the ghouls and whites that you claim attacked you last night at bay.
I might have some friends that can help me.
Sits back in his chair, sighing. Go. Leave me. I will deal with this.
I bow, and if there is anything I can do,
Don't get anyone else killed.
I can do that.
He picks up his papers again, ignoring you as Tommen bows, turning around. Both of you walking out the room. Well, that wasn't too bad, says Tommen.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. He's just... Our father's getting old, Daario. Most of the time I just let him prattle on and wag his tongue. Let him say what he needs to say, and he'll be over it by tomorrow. But he is right, you know. There's already a lot of doubt about our ability and our strength as a house. Most would deny it to your face, but behind closed doors, I think they mean to oppose us. Last night certainly wouldn't help our case.
We shall change that.
Yeah, well, for the time being, I'm off to get some breakfast. Would you like to accompany me, or are you off to see your friends?
What time is it roughly?
It's about 8:30.
I'll accompany you for breakfast, but after that I should go check on my friends.
Aye, and I have other things to attend to as well.
Maybe you can update me on the situation with our kingdom.
It's quite a boring one, but I'll be pleased. My prince, he says mockingly, as he opens the door to you and leads you to a small private chamber where him and kind of other high nobles will dine. And not before long, breakfast is spread out before you guys, or it's already spread out as you guys enter. Fruit of every kind, sweets of every kind, drinks of every kind, and over the next kind of hour and a half, he gives you a detailed, well, a brief overview of the current standing of the state, and you realize it's a lot worse than you originally thought. Basically, they're very close to a civil war with the neighbouring state, Talabakland, over land that both of them are claiming Slovenia and trying to expand both their borders. Obviously, boundaries are clashing, and small skirmishes are broken out over villages and farmland of who should have claim over what. And neither your father nor the count of the other state is willing to back down, and it's at a boiling point. Resources and soldiers are all on the front line, leaving majority of the cities unguarded or no law or anything like that in the cities, and open to attacks such as last night.
As my brother's talking to me, I just want to be writing down as many notes as I can.
Beautiful.
And then having a second bit of paper, I'm kind of writing down like battle plans.
Nice.
Ideas.
Okay, awesome. I will get together some stuff for you then.
Cool.
Yes.
All right. Silver. Breakfast has been destroyed, and third plate. And honestly, it's not too bad after you get over some of the weird combination of spices the innkeeper has put together. You get accustomed to it, and you would almost say you kind of enjoy it.
Definitely had worse.
Yeah. And as you polish off the third plate, drinking any of the last stew that's in the bowl, you place it down. As the sun begins to beam through the windows, warming up the place. There's quite a few people here for breakfast. Most of them patrons of the place, or either have come here just for a quick, cheap meal. Where are you planning to go?
I like to scan the room, see if any of these people are any point of interest.
Yeah.
And while I'm here, I also like to scan the room to see all the exit points, and if something to break out, anything that can help in the escape or in a fight.
Are you expecting a fight? Are you
No.
planning to bash anyone?
No, it's just what he does.
All right, make an investigation check.
Oof, that's bad. That is a 7.
All right. As you look around, your investigation of the room is cut short as your attention is focused on some newly entered patrons. Sitting not too far away from you, you can hear them discussing some kind of job that's been offered to them. But what caught your attention was the word warpstone. From the brief words you've caught, it sounds as if they are looking to hire or have been hired themselves to escort a caravan of warpstone into Slovenia.
Are they still in discussion?
In quiet whispers, yeah.
Is there a seat next to them?
There's 3 men currently at the table. The table holds 6 people. There's plenty of room for you.
So is there a table next to that table?
Oh, yeah, there would be if you wanted to move closer.
Alright, I'm gonna ask the barkeeper for another drink,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna grab a seat next to the table.
A bronze, he tells you. He wants a bronze piece as he looks at the 3 demolished plates.
Fucking one.
Alright. Make sure you guys are minusing gold, yeah, if you're not doing physical gold.
I am. I started off with 100. I'm just keeping it at tally, I
Awesome.
guess. Yeah.
He pours you a pour cup of brown ale. As you pick it up and slowly make your way over the table, taking a seat. Do you want to face them? Do you want to have your back to them? Do you want to have your side to them?
Back to him.
You sit with your back to them as you take a deep drink from the wooden cup. The conversation paused as you made your way over, and I need you to make a performance check for me.
Natural 20.
Well done.
Nice.
Yeah, just natural 20.
Beautiful. Conversation starts up again. So, what do you boys think? Look, Slovenia. Only a madman would cross into that land. 100 gold pieces, though. You don't have to be too mad for 100 gold pieces. I've heard things, you know. Creatures, the undead, ghosts. It'll be fine. 3 of us. Swords. Come on, it's just like the old days. What the fuck are they doing with so much warpstone, though? Who the fuck cares? We just have to ask. It's less than a day. Maybe a day at most. We drop it off, come back. 100 gold each. Imagine what we could do with that. How long have we been talking about our chance to get out, have some money behind us to not be surviving from a day to day? 100 gold can go a long way. If you don't get killed or mauled or possessed or barrack, we'll be fine. He lets out a sigh. Fine. 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 But just know, if I die out there and you survive, I'm coming back as Ghost. And slitting your throats. And fucking your wives! They all laugh around the table as they crush cups together before taking a deep drink, yelling over to the barkeeper to bring them some porridge and breakfast before they move on to other things.
Interesting. Getting a good look at them as I was walking past. Do they seem like they can survive a trip?
What's your insight?
My insight is 5.
Not being, too deep into Slovenia yourself, but knowing, based off the stories and the wars and other things that have happened, you doubt that these 3 very poorly equipped men would make it less than a few hours into Slovenia.
Oh, this is good. I'm in 2 months. I don't know. Either I'm gonna stalk them, or I'm gonna join them. Or I'm gonna see if I can join them. I'll keep quiet for now, but if they end up leaving, I would like to follow them, but not like, just inconspicuous and stuff.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's where we'll go for a quick break, and then we'll come back and see where this path leads Silver. See you soon. Welcome back. Bjorn and Drea,
Yes.
Yes.
you finish your breakfast. You've mulled over some nice brewed green tea.
Blue green tea, did you say?
Brewed
Brewed.
green tea.
Yep.
What would you like to do?
What would you like to do today?
Well, I was supposed to look at the galleries with Tommen, but
With the
he could be a bit
things on.
occupied today.
Did you make an appointment? I dare say he'd want you to keep it.
We will go to see there. See Daario and Tommen. And go from there.
Sure, but I think the least amount of time we spend there, the better for both of us.
I agree.
Where are you heading, sorry?
To the Citadel.
To the Citadel.
Citadel.
Okay.
That was hard for me to say.
Citadel.
You make your way across the city that's now hustling and bustling with business. As you approach the open door to the Citadel, the guards give you
Do I recognise it?
a courteous nod. No, it's different guards now. A courteous nod, and let you into the city, into the Citadel.
Mhm.
Where would you like to go from here?
Is there like a housemaid or something, or like a
Yeah, would you can enter, like, there's like a large courtyard and garden. You want to enter the actual, you're within the walls of the Citadel now. You'd like to enter the actual building.
yeah, and
Yep.
just if there's the housekeeper or whatever, just ask them the whereabouts of our friend, the Prince Daario, if you don't mind.
She looks a little bit puzzled before one of the guards steps in and lets you know that he's currently having breakfast with his brother,
Oh,
and
right.
tells you that the serving maid can escort you.
Should we?
I don't see why not.
Could we perhaps send them a message to see if they would like to see us now or later?
Of course, we can let them know you're here if you wish to wait.
Yes, we'll wait.
Daario, as your brother is about to begin discussion with you about his letter and your father's behaviour that you haven't quite seen yet, there is a knock on the door as it opens and one of the guards steps in, bows to you. My princess, Lord Bjorn Ulfen and his sister, Lady Andrea Ulfen, are awaiting you downstairs. Should I call them up? And Tommen looks to you.
If they would like to join us, they're more than welcome.
The guard gives you a nod and closes the door behind you, coming back down within a few minutes and letting you know that the princes welcome you to have breakfast with them.
Perfect.
Leading you back up the stairs, he leads you to a double-doored room, which he opens up, and you see Tommen laughing at one of the jests he's just made to you about last night's count of ribbons and kisses, and he thinks that you're exaggerating about the amount of kisses you got.
He does exaggerate, I say, as I walk in, hearing the tail end of it.
I'm beginning to like this one. My lord, my lady,
It's full of
Please.
lies, that one.
My prince, my prince, I say, just a little bit more.
you have a seat and cups are brought out and plates brought out, placed in front of you, spoons and things like that, as a serving boy comes with a mild wine and holds it, like ready to pour your cup, whether you'd like some or not.
Thank you.
Pours it for you and then moves over to
I
you.
just cut my cup.
He
Oh,
bows
not
politely
interrupting.
and walks
We
over.
just, we didn't know what else to do with ourselves.
Yes, no, of course, we were just talking about memories. I hope your stay was pleasant at the Crown and King.
The Crown,
The-
you mean?
The Crown King?
Yes, and as you asked, I sent your regards to Shannon,
Good,
and what an excellent hostess she is.
good.
She treated us well.
I'm delighted to hear.
Yes. As you were, we'll just listen in, I guess.
Ah, we're merely finished here. I have some business to attend to. And your plans, brother?
Yes, what are our plans, Daario?
Might have to have a talk with Father later, but
You're a brave man. Once a day is more than enough for me.
as well. 3 times in 8 years isn't too bad.
He laughs at that and gives you a nod as he finishes off his tea and stands up. Well, perhaps we will see you again tonight, or I'm sure we'll run into each other around the palace, but excuse me, as I have business to attend to, and I'm sure I should see you shortly.
Oh, Prince Tommen.
My lord?
Your advice for the Crown King was well placed, so I must ask, do you know of anywhere else that could entertain a young brother and sister throughout the town? Perhaps any places with books or sports bars?
He
Something of that sort.
he smiles at you.
We have a bit of coin to spend, as you can see.
Well, you're more than welcome to our royal library here in the Citadel. More than enough books to read in a lifetime. Histories, stories, maps, anything you desire. As for...
Can we take them back with us, or must we read them here?
I'll allow you to take them, but they are most dear to me, so I would ask you bring them back in the condition you took them.
Of course.
He smiles at you. In terms of taverns, are you looking for
Somewhere to
spectate sport or...
yeah, maybe make or lose a bit of coin.
You'd...
What sort of sport do you watch here in Ostermark?
Well, our hunters are famed for their archery. A justice to his brother. I've never been good with the bow, but there is a few rangers that would be hosting competitions now. You're happily able to contend or bet. Otherwise,
Anything a little bit more physical?
he smiles at you. That is outlawed here, my lord, but
What? I have.
as long as you keep it between us, he cuts you off.
Right.
The tavern, by the name of the Black Mace, has an underground fighting pit.
Do you partake in?
How do you think I afford my brother's armor? And he gives you a wink.
Starting to like this one. I say that Daario might repeat it.
He smiles at you before unhooking a pouch on his off his belt and throwing it across the table to you. You catch it, heavy with gold, probably about 100 to 200 gold pieces.
My prince, there is no need.
Oh, that's not for you. I expect you to come back, doubling that.
Expect triple. I'll put away.
He gives you a nod and smiles. Would you be accompanying your brother, Lady Andrea?
If you're busy with business, then I suppose so.
Unfortunately, I am, but perhaps tonight we could catch up for a tour.
I'm afraid I have my own plans tonight.
Alas, another day then.
Another day.
My lady, my lord,
Prince.
my prince. he says to you, Daario, before he bows to you all and makes his way out.
Sickening. This is sickening. How long will it take to overturn this damned place? Because I cannot do this for long.
Austin Mark wasn't built in the day.
I bet we could burn it down in one go.
I bet you half of it.
Hmm?
I bet you half of it.
Do we have a plan?
I talked to my father this morning.
Still have 2 half years, I see.
He seems to have calmed down in his old age. But Austin Mark is not in good shape. We are on the edge of civil war.
Civil War.
Between many places. But only to backland, fighting over Slovenia.
Hold on. Slovenia is a land to the east. If I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Not even part of the Empire. Why would you and your neighbouring state be fighting all that?
Land resources.
And what are the people of Slovenia?
That is what I'm trying to fix. I'm trying to source resources from somewhere that won't affect other people and that are avoidable altogether.
Never been. But funnily enough, we have many recordings of people of Slovenia. My family shares a history with it.
So they're good people.
Oh, no. I'm not even saying my family is good. I have no idea. I just, yeah, you're forced to read a few things. It sticks somewhere in your mind.
What? What's that?
I read not word for word, clearly. But I think, wait, just before I say anything, I do know what I don't, right? Like, am I right in assuming that?
Yes.
Like, it is this place?
Yes.
Great ancestor of mine, by the name of Ragnar. So he spent majority of his time hunting within the lands of Slovenia. Most of his legends circle back and forth from the Empire in Slovenia.
Is there a reason?
Well, probably where the monsters were. Where the money is where we would go. This is before we had a home. Way before our time. Anyway. I'd like to see someone with legal brawling now.
Do you think possibly maybe Dillinger could help us?
With what? The Civil War?
With resources?
Look around, my friend, you've seen Bellinger. It has its wealth, yes, but I do not think you are lacking for resources that we can fill it with.
I just want to avoid bloodshed. Meaningless bloodshed, that's all.
What do you need?
I don't know yet. But I plan to find out soon. Sooner than later.
I will do my utmost to help.
That is all I can ask.
Any plans for the rest of the day? Will you be coming with me? Getting out of this twisty place.
Yes. Believe it or not, I don't like it too much now. Just keep catching up with my brother.
Throw towards
You guys finish off your drinks and whatever nibbles you guys were having and begin making your way, gather your cloak and things like that, and begin making your way down the stairs to look for the Black Mace. Father Bell, upon your return to the Citadel, sorry, you're already there, from your chambers, from the garden, as you walk pondering the morning events, what happened with Daario and Lord Valmir, the release of your prisoners. You hear the thundering hooves of a large contingent of men. And as you peer over the garden back into the courtyard, you see a young man that you've grown, that you're quite commonly with, Ronnie Marston, Sergeant Ronnie Marston, leader of the Emperor's Hurricane. He's not part of the Royal. He's not part of the Ostenmark army, but he is part of the Imperial army stationed on the front lines of Slovenia. And you see him and his 40 men ride into the courtyard, all muddied, some wounded, what you'd expect from them being on the front lines. And as you see him dismount, he goes up to the well, takes a bucket of water, and drinks from it before pouring it over his head, washing his long hair off the dirt and mud from the road. His men begin leading their horses to the stable, and it's a common sight, men returning, resupply, re-armory, ammunition and things like that. However, Ronnie and his unit are a unit of pistoliers, horseback riders, commonly used as scouts. You ponder what news they bring from the front line.
Do I know him well?
You know him quite well. He was very close friends with Daario and has risen through the ranks and now commands his own unit of pistoliers. A good young man with kind heart. He only knows soldiering and he absolutely loves it. But each time you see him, he brings darker and darker news.
And they're distance from you, right?
Yeah, within shouting distance. But you can see him, take a bucket of water and start washing down his horse and things like that.
It's like sound like nobody towards him.
As you do, he sees you from around the other side of his horse, and whistles to his men as they all turn around, inquire, and bow to you as you approach.
I see the light has guided you home, children.
Thankfully, all of us this time, Father.
I cannot express the joy that brings me to hear that, Sergeant.
I as well.
What brings you? Are they expected? Do they commonly come back? Or?
Yeah, like once every month they'll usually come back. Again, resupply and things like
So
that,
it's a
and
common
yeah,
time frame.
and bring back news and reports.
And the border, what news?
Not good, Father. I'm here to deliver some disturbing news to the Lord Commander.
Well, it looks like your men have ridden hard.
Aye, they have. But it would only be a few hours, and we need to get back out there. Castle Drakenhof, Father, it seems to be reoccupied.
Preoccupied?
Not by a common necromancer this time, but something more powerful. We rode out with a detachment of witch hunters to check it out, and Well, we escorted them there. 5 of them. One came back blinded and his tongue cut out. He sadly passed away at the camp.
His name, Sergeant.
I didn't know him personally, Father. I apologize, but
You have to apologize.
he was a Templar, if that makes a difference.
I will pray for him regardless. Do not let this dwindle your sparks, Sergeant. The darkness is forever present.
As I've learned, Father, but it's growing, and if I may speak plainly, our lines are growing thin, Father. This attrition with Tabakland is pulling away more men than we can spare on the border with Slovenia. Every night, more and more creatures of the night attack our camp. Raids are more frequent. And now Castle Drakenhof. Something's happening out there, Father. And we're losing men quicker than we can get them.
Your words have been heard, my child. You and your men deserve a rest. We'll speak more of this later.
He bows to you. We'll be heading out again tonight. I'll see you in, hopefully on the new moon, he says.
Before that, if I can help.
He nods to you and, bows to you and begins leading his horse off to the stables to resupply, get fresh horses before heading back out in a few
Sergeant.
hours. Turns around.
Before you head out again, Lord Daario has returned
The prince!
in the flesh.
After all these years.
I'm sure he'd be happy to see you.
He looks down. Not like this. Jesus.
Sigma.
Sigma!
Aye. Freshen up, soldier.
And as he says that, you guys are now at the door. If you'd like to exit or anything else you'd like to do.
Oh, the same door.
You're not coming out the citadel there in the courtyard.
Before we leave, Dre just wants to go to the room that she was staying in and ask the ladies there if she got anything delivered to her. Any
If you received
word,
anything?
any letter.
She shakes her head, but tells you there was a serving maid looking for you. She refused to leave a message or leave a letter, but she's in service of Lady De Winter.
If she comes by again, can you tell her? I'll be in touch.
My lady?
Thank you.
Sorry, just from what Father Bell would know, do we send witch hunters to assist in the battle on the border, or
The witch hunters more.
or even war priests or anything like that? Like a
They-
part of that?
Yeah, they do. The witch hunters frequently go out there and will usually request or command the assistance of a squadron to escort them, usually pistoliers or scouts or something like that, to escort them out there. And it's quite common. And like we discussed, witch hunters are frequent. Like there's more in the city now, although Templars are getting rarer and rarer, and losing 5 of them in one go is a big blow.
Sorry, I'm gonna tell the lady, the serving maid, to send word to the Crown King.
Okay. For this, the Lady De Winter's servant to send word.
Yeah, like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so if the winter wants to get in touch.
Send it there.
that way.
Okay. As you guys exit, Daario, you see your old childhood friend many fond memories, a lot more than you shared with your own brother. Covered in mud, his long hair wet and dripping. As you can see, an arm bandaged, his repeater rifle on his back, and his imperial uniform of the white and red of the Reichland of the Emperor's colours, now messy, black, riddled with mud and bloodstains. And as he turns to you, unshaven and unkempt, he gives you a massive grin before he stops and bows to you.
I just wanna like salute him, and then does he salute me back?
He looks up at you. Are you mocking me, you bastard?
I just laugh and give him
He walks up to you and embraces you in a tight hug, his wet hair flicking all over you, his mud coating your clothes and absolutely reeking of horse. But he laughs, and it's a genuine, heartfelt laugh. Probably the only genuine interaction you've had here, not even your father or your brother or any of the royals have met, a genuine appreciation of seeing you again. And you are not surprised but glad to see that he's made it into the Pistoliers, but not only that, he's a sergeant of his own unit.
So can I just say while this is happening, I just want to talk to the other men and just offer healing where I can.
Some men show you their wounds, and most have been tended to, but a lot of them don't come for you for physical healing. Most almost just want to talk to you, and you've seen it before, but it seems to be getting worse. A darkness that's setting over them, and not a depression, but a shadow over all of them. And it seems like the things that they're seeing out there are getting worse and worse. And just speaking to you seems to uplift them a little bit.
I want to give each one the time of day that they want and strengthen the light within them.
One or two hold back tears, but not in shame in front of their unit. It's a very tight-packed unit, and Sergeant Ronnie has done a good job to win the loyalty of his men, but more that they don't want to shame themselves, Some just look at you silently and weep. And you've seen this thing before many times in war, but this seems like the land has tainted them. Ron,
I just want to reinforce to them that the work they're doing, the importance of it.
Yeah.
So.
Ronnie pulls away from you, and looks you up and down, before grabbing your eye patch and lifting it up. Where the fuck did that go?
I'm keeping myself busy.
What? Ricocheting arrows into your face?
Don't mind him.
My lord? My lady?
God. Friend of Daario.
He doesn't correct you. He just smiles at you.
Well, I don't know his name. So.
Yeah, you know by the markings on him that he's a sergeant.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Sergeant.
We have to catch up soon.
We do. I will not hold you up, but this is the line, just like the old days.
Of course, but the palace is free to you and your men if you require.
He puts a hand on your shoulder. His smile that's usually on his face fading a little bit. I appreciate that, friend, but things have gotten darker, but I won't ruin your day with such gossip.
And I'll just say, I've got a lot of catching up to do, but the first couple rounds are on me. I'll give him
He takes it in his hand for a sec and scoffs at you and points to his chevrons. I'm a sergeant now. You think I can't afford my own rounds?
I can, but like I said, lots of catching up to do.
He clasps your hand, giving you back the gem. And he's like, when we catch up then, I'll hold you to it.
Consider it done.
Have a shave, you bastard. He says, as you're fairly well clean shaven in his... Oh, are you clean shaven? Or...
I've got a nice kept.
Oh, yeah, he says that as he's like quite... You can see he's been living at camp for quite a while. But he's just making a lighthearted joke.
Where have you been stationed, Sergeant?
On the border, my lord, on Slovenia and Ostermark. My unit and I are scouts, part of the Imperial Army.
What have you found out there?
He looks to you almost for permission to speak.
That's not.
We're all friends here, Sergeant. No need to be formal.
Of course. Disturbing news, my lord.
Sorry.
Disturbing news. The dead rise in greater numbers. Attacks on our encampments and raids are more frequent. And he kind of glazes out as he begins to speak. We keep putting them down, but they just keep coming up. More and more necromancers frequent the land. And worst of all, Castle Dragonov. Well, and he sheepishly looks at his feet as he kind of kicks the dirt. There's word that
these men have ridden hard, my lord.
he laughs.
Oh. It isn't the priest. Appearing suddenly still.
He's not that bad. He usually has some good snacks for us.
I have sent word already. Take your moment to repave and make sure to visit the Citadel before you head out.
Of course. When we catch up. And he nods to you, bows to you two, not really knowing how far he can kind of drop the formalities, yeah. Before leading his source off to the rest of the men, picking up. You watch him as you go, as he just puts his hand on the shoulder of one of his men that are sitting on the edge of the well, hands, their face in their hands, silently sobbing. And he goes down, whispers something in their ear. You can tell probably one of his newer recruits, a little bit younger, and he pulls him up, pats him on the shoulder, before leading him to the rest of the group.
Sergeant Marston,
Father?
I will be holding a sermon for your men later this afternoon if any wish to attend.
We will all be there, Father. The men could use some guidance in these dark times.
As can we all, child.
He gives you a deep bow out of appreciation, before turning and following the soldier. Now, just for your information, again, there's two armies. So there is the Imperial Army, which is commanded by the Emperor, and then by extension, his Reich Marshal, which each state will have a Reich Marshal, and they are there just to command the army in that state. And then the Count of each state will have his own household army. Now, the Count can give his command to the Reich Marshal to do as he wills with the Imperial Army, but it is quite... He can't do he can't send them against Talabakland, for example. That is done with his own household army. So the Imperial Army is white and red, which represent the colours of Reichland, which is the state, and that is the Emperor's state. So he is the count of that state, and then the emperor of the empire. And then it's red and blue for Ostermark, and they're clearly, even though like if there's troops from Ostermark that are in the Imperial Army, they'll wear the white and red, and then maybe a sleeve of blue or a ribbon of blue somewhere to represent that they're from the Ostermark. Yeah. Which Sergeant Ronnie does. He's got a red band and a blue band on both his arms. Yeah.
That's cool. Very cool.
The men are let off, and you guys can continue on to the Black Mace if you wish.
So,
Jayce. You are, as always, stressed over by your mother, who over the last few weeks has been telling you that you're getting paler and paler and skinnier, and that she hasn't been feeding you well enough and has been going to extreme efforts to force you to eat, even though you're not really hungry. To the point where she starts breaking down if you're not eating, crying that you no longer like her food, and she's more than willing to go get you some fresh fish if that's what you want, or your favorite meal, or any, she'll find any recipe that you love, and she'll cook it for you. She just wants to see her little boy looking well again.
Don't worry about it, Mum. Come on, don't cry.
Is it too much salt?
No, it's perfect.
Why aren't you eating it?
Look, come on, you gotta stop crying.
But look at you, love.
I'm home. Come on, smile.
Just one more bite.
Sure.
Just picks up the spoon, smiling like she's feeding a baby, and walks over to you, open wide. She sticks it in, and pulls the spoon out, before pulling her apron and wiping your mouth, then giving you a kiss on the cheek, before pouring you a large cup of milk.
Thanks, Mum. All right, no more crying, okay?
Okay. Anyway, so this princess. Look, I know you're young, but well, I met your father when I was your age,
Okay.
and well,
Mum, I saw her for like 5 minutes.
she's beautiful, is she not?
I wasn't really paying that much attention.
Are you You can tell me.
No,
you
no,
can tell me. Look,
Mum!
I am your mother,
No,
and I would
no,
not
no,
be
no.
upset. You know,
No,
I would love you regardless, as would your father.
No, Mum, no.
No secrets in this family. You're gonna
No
make me cry
secrets.
again.
No, I don't cry. Don't cry. No. Definitely not.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
But if you were,
No, I'm not. Look.
Okay.
Oh,
I just want you to know I would love you regardless.
thanks, Mum. Oh, so, what have we been up to? Have we been busy lately, or anything interesting happened last night?
The taxman came back again.
Fatso.
Yes, and he took a little bit more than usual. And well, we can't afford this month's rent. And your father, he's he doesn't want you to know, but he's working in the sewer at night just for some extra coin. And you know he's a proud man. But, I'm gonna cry again.
No, come on, please. Look, it's gonna be okay, okay? Look, Dad knows what he's doing, alright?
I know. As long as we have each other, right? Doesn't matter. We can live in a tent. I can sleep on the floor.
I'd be fine with a tent.
Yeah. A tent's good. The taxman took that too.
God's sake.
I need some tea. She leaves you walking upstairs. You can hear her beginning to sob as she makes her way up the stairs before she makes another tea. And you can hear your...
Less tea, she might be over 4 drinks.
I mean, there's still that 600 gold pieces that Daario put somewhere.
Yeah, no, it's behind that.
And they, you can tell that, when you came in, the place did look a little bit messier than usual, but it was, your mother was in the process of cleaning it, and now you realise it was things weren't given to the taxman. He has done this once before, forced his way in with his men, and taken what they think is appropriate value.
Fuck this. I'm gonna walk down to where Mum is. Hey Mum, do you need any groceries?
Some more tea.
More tea? Anything else?
I don't think we have enough right now to buy anything else, but if we get a customer today...
Alright, that's alright. I'm gonna go get you that tea. And then I'll have to go start setting up for the lords I'll be meeting.
Here, I've made them some food for you to take with them.
Come on, Mum.
Look, they're nice people, and the Lord's nice, but the lady's really nice, and I'm just hoping that... It's wishful thinking, but...
Alright, I'll let them know.
Make sure they warm it up first. It's not nice cold.
Okay. Alright. I'll get tea. I'll come back. And then how about we have a game of checkers?
You know I love a game of checkers.
Haven't played in a while, have we?
No, we have not.
I'm pretty sure I won last time.
I think I started crying.
Alright. I'll be out. I'll be back in a second. Alright?
Okay, I love you. Bye.
Love you too. Gonna walk out.
Awesome.
Who's the first?
Master Silver. The patrons have paid for their meals, and you feel like they spent probably a little bit more than they can afford for, in the promise of their coming job. And as they leave happy and merry, walking out the door. Yep.
Sorry, before that,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to actually laugh and see if I can grab their attention.
They go quiet and turn around, looking at you, laughing with nobody else on your table.
Oh.
Something funny.
Oh, yes. Very funny. Just 3 men. Probably not gonna last in the next couple of hours, I'll take it.
And what do you mean by that? And you can hear the soft scrape of a dagger.
Relax. I mean, after all, how you supposed to go through surveying you? And, if you can't keep quiet in a tavern, how can you keep quiet while traveling?
Have you been eavesdropping on us? As they all stand up
Are you
and
talking
come around to
quite
your table.
loudly? Yes.
Been dropping no eaves, sir.
Oh, but the zombies. vampires.
Keep your voice down.
And the spectrals. They're dangerous.
And what about it? You think we can't handle it?
Not without care. No.
You see the proposed leader of them eyeing you up and down. He hasn't spoken yet. And as they stand around you guys, he points his finger to you and he's like, "Don't I know you?" "Yeah, boys, we saw him fighting in the pit the other night." "Silver, right? Sylvanus?"
Very one.
"Yeah, that was a good night.
Yes.
Made a lot of money off you."
Oh, yes.
Uh,
Do I recognize him?
You don't recognize him, and you have no idea what he's talking about.
Oh.
Yeah, you're pretty good with that sword.
Yes, I am. So you would know. You know that with me by the side, I might get through you. We might get through it, or you might get through it.
Make a persuasion check
Okay.
with advantage.
In the pit without you knowing.
Can I just say, Jayce is keeping an eye out. That's a
Okay.
Sorry, just hold me a sec. Just trying to find out the stats. Persuasion is 15.
15. He nods to you, smiling, as the other men kind of slide their daggers back into their belts. Alright, we could do with the fourth. Yeah. They're, obviously we're not sharing our gold, but we can take you to who we're talking to, get you signed up, get your own 100 gold.
And who is the one that assigned you to this?
Oh, he doesn't share his name. It's, secret business.
Right. Just one suggestion before we leave as well.
Mm-hmm.
Spend that gold and get better gear, good men. Good God. You'll have to.
It's not too bad, and you can notice there's not a sword amongst them. That literally just daggers.
Might you borrow one of your daggers?
If you give it back, it's good still.
I'll take the dagger and run the blade through my left. Run the blade.
Yeah, how you gonna do this?
Oh, I didn't think about that. Run the blade through a beard and see if it clips any hair.
Nice. You run it through. Blunt as fuck. Wouldn't cut cheese.
New Year's definitely required.
He snatches it from you. He's like, "Well, it's not for cutting, it's stabbing, right? That's what the pointy end's for." Yeah, we'll stab them guys.
Unless you stab cheese. That won't go through any zombies' heads. The skull is thick.
Cheese, rotten dead people. What's the difference?
There's a big difference. Believe me. I will go talk to this mystery man. And we'll spend a little bit of coin.
You offering?
Your own coin.
Oh, we don't have that much coin yet for weapons.
That's fine. At least half.
We don't even have half. We don't even have half.
Wow, how much did they pay you for this contract?
No, we haven't been paid yet. We got to do the job first, and then we get paid. It's a good deal.
Oh, I see someone got swindled. I'll make sure when we go visit, we'll get paid up front.
Yeah, That's probably a better idea, actually.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
Hold that thought. Barkeep,
Hi.
do you have any beef jerky?
I've got jerky. I don't know if it's beef.
Well,
It's salted and dried. It all tastes the same.
that's fine. I'd like to have enough for a week's travel.
For yourself or you and your new acquaintances?
For myself.
Gold piece.
Right.
And he goes out the back, comes back a little bit later with a bundle of beef jerky just wrapped in a cloth. And just hands the whole bundle to you.
Just take it, put it in the bag.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Shall we, gentlemen?
Oh, he only speaks to us at night for some reason. Doesn't really like the sun. Bit of a weirdo. I mean, we get drunk while we wait for him.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Your shout though.
Very well.
And they pull back the chairs and take seats around you. And as a round is brought to the table, they all pick it up. To our new brother, Sylvanus. Into riches and glory.
Aye.
And they all smash their cups with you in the middle before...
And what's your names, good sir?
Look, we were told strictly not to share our names by the mystery man.
But you-
Except with him, actually, so... I think we got swindled again.
I think you did.
But for this operation, we came up with code names.
Oh. And what are they?
Well, my name's Luke, so my code name is L. He's Jack, so his code name's J. And this one, Aaron. So we call him Double A.
Right. Double A. Jack. Luke.
How'd you know my name?
What was their code names? I meant to say the code names.
What's one of the names?
There were 6 names that was written down.
It's literally the first letter of their names. So Luke, Jack, and Aaron.
That's it.
Yeah. So double A, L, and J.
Double A, L, and J.
Yeah, I just realised they're not real good code names, though.
No. Mine is great though. Silver.
Yeah, but everybody knows you. Like, you're pretty popular around here. Well, you know,
Listen,
with us denizens, anyway.
I'd like to keep it quiet if that's okay.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you don't know our names. We don't know your name.
Great. Let's
Yeah.
keep it that way.
Yeah.
What,
Well-
what is good word with denizen lately?
Well, we're poor. We're getting fucked over by the count. War's going on. And we're going to Slovenia on an adventure, so, you know. Oh, and, you know, there is a little group just between us
Oh yes.
called the Council of Hollows. They're, doing a, you know, bit of rebellion. Well, planning one anyway. Maybe after this, we can get some good weapons. We'll storm the Citadel, butcher the Count, take some of those nice serving maids for ourselves, and we'll just rule. Who's going to stop you, Silver?
Please. Let's just focus on staying alive in this trip before any other plans. What matters now is the plan.
Yeah.
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
So what is the plan? We didn't really think of that. We were just,
Do I know of like any like back routes that are safe or any safe routes? Or any-
well, you don't even know where they're transporting yet, and it doesn't really seem like neither do they. They've just been given the offer and they've just accepted it. So it seems like tonight they're going to go back accepting the offer and
Do they?
get the rest of the information.
Currently have the warp zone on them yet?
No.
Okay. Do they know where they're going?
No, again, the offer's just been offered to them, and they were discussing it now. It seems like they've accepted it, and they're going to go get the rest of the information tonight.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Well, not yet. But if I know where we're going exactly, that might be a way to get there safely.
Can you buy us some horses?
No, buy your own horses. And what's wrong with your legs?
It's just a piss stain?
Horses are too loud.
Right. Alright. No horses then. Just walking into Slovenia. This is going to be a good adventure. They'll sing songs about us. And when we come back,
Enough of the songs.
they're definitely going to make us the new Count of Ostermark.
Big dreams. Dreams big, yes.
Yeah.
Let's hope so. Well, if we all survive this.
Yeah. Another round.
On you this time.
Yeah. And he pulls out 4 bronze, and passes it to the innkeep. That's another round is brought down. Alright. I'm getting lost between everyone. Black Mace, baby. A few questions are asked on the way, and eventually you're pointed in a direction
Oh, I've got to go to the library first.
more into the poorer area of the city, and you approach a modest-sized tavern, almost the same size as the Crow and King, and out the front, painted on a shield, a black mace. As you enter, almost the same level of luxury as the Crow and King, but you can tell it's for a different audience. Members in the inn peer at you from beneath their hoods as you walk in, and the eye keeper raises an eyebrow at you. Never seen you folk here before?
Hold on, just before we start. Were we allowed to come as rewards? Because Tommen said he didn't hear it from me, right? But he's gone there.
Yeah, and you'd assume that he would have gone there at night, probably not dressed as a lord. But I mean, you're welcome to come in.
Well then, I guess. Oh, yes. Good morrow, Innkeep. I'm new to town. This is my friend. He's a local, and he's just showing me around.
Fantastic. Here for a drink?
Yeah, well, we asked a few people along the way, and they said that this was a place of entertainment, which is what I'm looking for.
Not sure what you're talking
Not
about.
found in any other part of the town. Unique. Pretty sure they said the Black Mace was a golden mace somewhere. What do you think?
Might have been a silver mace, actually.
Silver mace? Yeah, sounds a little bit better.
Look, I can offer you food and drink and a room tonight, a room to stay. But unfortunately, other than that, I mean, we have bards that come from time to time.
What about after hours?
Make a persuasion check.
Now you gotta slide a coin across the table.
Make a persuasion check with advantage. His eyebrow doesn't seem to move from its raised position as he continues wiping the bench, taking your coin with it.
Oh, I wanted to do the script, so
Yep.
yeah, it's still the same.
Perhaps I can think of something.
I take a look around the room, just make sure, like, like as if I'm checking out the place, but I just want to make sure no one's watching.
There's a few eyes on you,
Yeah.
but it's more the way you're dressed.
Yes, no, I don't think this is quite the place for us, I say, as I'm like looking around my parcel model.
Another gold?
Platinum.
A platinum. Ooh-hoo-hoo. He picks up a cup and flips it over as he cleans it, puts it down over the coin, like mouth of the cup over the coin, and slides it to the bench. And you can hear it as it slides. It clinks into a small box. Well, three of you, or just yourself?
Yet to be decided.
Well, you better decide now.
My friends. I should do myself just in case. Like it's risky for you, you know. I don't know, it's up to you.
I'm gonna stay out of this one.
It'll be fun.
Just me.
Picks up a cup and he turns around before turning back around, and he fills it up for you and slides it over. That'll grant you access to the door.
The cup. Look at it.
You,
Taking a swig.
through the dark ale, you see something black at the bottom of the cup. It looks metallic and it's sunken right to the bottom. Game start at 12.
Bottles up. Drink it, and then catch it in my teeth.
Your tongue touches it as it's a metallic object. It seems like a key, small enough to fit in your mouth.
Place it back down, and I'm like, dress code?
Something less fancy.
What was your name? Inkeep?
Mace.
Mace? Yeah. Brigade. Yeah, so, and then I'm gonna be like, so it was a left turn at the town square, right?
And
As
then
I'm like walking out.
left, and then straight ahead.
Thank you, my good man. Didn't think this place was right. These people, I say, yeah.
Door closes behind you to the dimly lit room, and you're back out to the bright street. You pull out a small black mace, and the head of the mace seems to be a key.
That's so cool.
Awesome. That's good for me for now.
And did you want to, I'm presuming you examine it?
Oh yeah, I'll examine it.
There's, on the other side, there is a little map showing the black mace, and the door is like a cellar door at the back of black mace.
That's cool.
Free access?
Yeah.
Cool. Right. That's my thing. What do you guys want to do?
Well, I'm gonna be betting.
I never said I was going to partake. Not in the fighting anyway. We'll see. Depends how, if anyone's entertaining enough down there.
I'm curious to see it.
What now?
Anything else you guys want to do?
There is one matter I wanted to take care of.
Anything I can help with?
We may have an inn as we're walking, like we're away from the boat.
Yeah.
To ICDs on the streets of the rebellion, if it exists. And I thought it would be useful to
Get information. What we can't see.
Sounds good. Smart work, guys.
I did sort of let it slip that you perhaps did not exactly agree with what was happening in Ostermark. But you know, like, you would believe what I say anyway.
You're not wrong. But we do have to be careful because ever since I got here, I feel like no one's been genuine.
Yes, I get the feeling that we really can't trust anyone but ourselves, right?
You.
Oh my god.
You never know if he's there or not.
So,
Right, I better go do that.
okay.
Yeah. Is there something else to do? I mean, I'm in no rush, I'm just anxious to see it through.
As well. Is there something like we come?
That is up to you. We're meeting with, you know the tabaxi kid.
Ah. The
Yeah.
tabaxi kid.
Yeah, apparently he knows the thing else too.
I think I'd like to ask him a question. myself.
Right, but I'm pretty sure he knocked out your brother. And yeah. Look, I'm sure he's just a kid. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? But at the same time, exactly. Plus, there was the other Silver, the guard or the fighter that was with him.
Can he
I have a hunch
trust?
about him.
Hunch.
Yes.
A good one or a bad one?
We tell.
A curious one. I'll let you know if I confirm it.
No secrets in this family. Says that she irritates Kathy.
That's
Just reminds me of someone.
Right, well. The people are was close.
Carry on.
I think we could get kids' parents to make us a little outfit to blend in.
I don't know if we can afford them. But they do make some good clothes.
Either way.
But I'm not drinking any more tea. Go.
Isn't that bad?
That's just like, that's literally all the tricky situation.
Yeah. Alright, so you guys are going to head to Chavoy's Needle and Thread? Awesome. Alright. Father Bellador. What are you currently doing?
This thing is
Certain if that's
Really interesting.
time for it.
Yeah, look, just for everyone, the it's probably around just past midday now, probably about 3 o'clock after all this is gone, and Sergeant Ronnie and his men will be heading out in about an hour, and as you come out your office and out to the courtyard, make it across the courtyard to the royal barracks, you can see all of them standing around packing last of the supplies and ammunition onto their horses, and a few of them you can see them kind of separated to the darker corners of the walls with their loved ones, embracing them and just checking up on them. You can see some, a young family, one of the boys with his wife and their small babe, as he just picks him up, and he's just taken by him, as he just holds him up and then takes him over to the rest of the men, showing him off, and Runny spots you and gives a last kiss to his betrothed, before whistling to his men and bringing the rest over. As he approaches you and his men sink into file, he bows, and they all do.
Would he have met with the captain commander yet?
Yes, or at least he would have sent word to. So he would have met with the captain commander. He would have met. He would have met with the Reich Marshal.
Right, Marshal.
Yeah, just
Could I have been present for that?
Yeah, you could have. The Reich Marshal and you pretty much hold the same. Like the Lord Commander would be below you guys, which commands the Royal Army of of the Valendil and the City Guard and stuff like that. The Reich Marshal and you pretty much hold the exact same, except you're in religion and he's in warfare. And you would know him quite well. He is.
How is our relationship like?
With the Reich Marshal, quite good. He is a very old veteran, and he used to be a knight of. He used to be a Reichsguard knight. So he used to he fought through the ranks. A Reichsguard is a personal guard to the Emperor. And then a Reichsmarschall is like the highest honor above that.
Yeah.
Sorry, just a moment.
Yeah, we don't have to, I guess, play it out, but yeah, I would like to be present and
Yeah.
get the rundown of what's been happening.
Yeah, very good relationship, and especially in this situation, he goes for your counsel a lot. Obviously, being in Slovenia.
Yeah. Awesome.
And the account of Sergeant Ronnie had you both very concerned that something, other than the necromancers that have been popping up and that you've fought plenty of times, something more powerful is definitely happening in Slovenia. And the whispers Ronnie tells you is amongst the locals of Slovenia, a true von Carstein has come back to claim his household seat, which is Castle Dragonov.
And they're about to head out soon.
Yep. He bows to you, as do the rest of his men, as they say their final goodbyes and come in rank and file or next to their horses.
So we weren't even allowed to say goodnight.
They're, as he mentioned to you guys before, they're really thin, and Sergeant Ronnie and the Empress Hurricanes are, like, with the time that you've spent in Ostermark, are probably one of the best scouting unit that the Royal Army, that the Imperial Army has here. Father Beldor, the men are ready and eager to hear your guidance.
It is more a reminder for myself, as it is for them. Warriors of light. Praise and commend each and every one of you on the darkness you face on a daily basis. The thickness of the taint warrior myself. I know the burden that you carry. I know the sickness that it builds within us. To come back and see merry men laughing and playing. Whilst you are on the front lines, protecting their salvation. As a man of Sigma, I know that despite the battle that you fight on the front lines, the true battle is the one that happens in each and every one of you. For the more you are exposed to, the fainter your light becomes. But do not let it diminish. Hold on to the light, for it is your weapon and your salvation in these dark times. It is the strength that will guide you and keep you strong. Despite what those of my order may think, my thoughts on the light are not accepted by all. The problem with the light, as it is with the dark, is that neither see the grey that they each create. For within their potency, they both cast their shadows. Live in thy shadows, but always strive towards the light. For it is what will save you.
All kneeling now. You hear a few soft sobs coming from the men, mostly those that are leaving their families again after only being away for 4 to 6 weeks and then only seeing them for an hour at most. Those that came to you with that darkness upon them cry openly as they bury their face into their knees, into their hands. You even hear Sergeant Ronnie sniffle as he has an amulet around his neck, the Helden Hammer of Sigma, and next to it the ring of his betrothed, and he has them both to his lips with his head down, his hair covering his face.
I cannot tell you all how much it pains me to not be able to be with you in body. But no, I and Sigma will always be with you in spirit. I will do what I can here. And pray that one day we will have enough men to push back thy darkness. Each and every one of you look to the man to your left, and that to your right. And when your light flickers, use theirs to help guide your way. For you are all great men. May Sigma guide you.
There's a silence over the garden where you guys are. As your words fade away, the men give their own silent prayers for a minute or two before finally Sergeant Ronnie rises to his feet, wiping away a tear, giving the ring and the hammer a last kiss before tucking it into his shirt. He turns to face his men. Rise, soldiers. And slowly each one of them rises, tucking away whatever token they had taken. A small piece of cloth from their wife, a lock of their newborn's hair, kissing it and tucking it into their clothes. And you really get the sense that these men are living in a completely different world on the front line. And while parties are thrown by Tommen and other royals, these men are sleeping on the ground under the rain, constantly with one eye open, seeing their friends die, themselves wounded, sickness, starvation. And it's not because of the Emperor, but it's the duty of Ostenmark to protect its own borders, and then the duty of the Emperor to protect his states. And although he sent men, Ostenmark, they're just to reinforce Ostenmark, as the Emperor's armies are always busy around trying to protect its borders. And while Ostenmark has its own tribulations with its neighbour, it's slowly pulled men from there, leaving the Imperial Army to defend a homeland that some of them belong to, but most don't. And as they slowly rise, Ronnie takes a second to look all of them in the eye, giving them a few nods.
Just the direction that they're gonna head out. I wanna go and wait there. And as they're heading out, I wanna talk to each and every man once they're ready.
Yep. Ronnie takes a second, calling out by name a few, steel yourself. And after everyone's kind of composed themselves and standing up tight at attention, gives them a nod. Good. Riders, mount up. And at his command, in unison, they all step into their stirrup, hoisting themselves up, rearranging their rifles, checking the last of their supplies, making sure they've got enough ammo, patting their horses before Ronnie turns to you.
Can I be on the horse, by the way?
The horse, yep. He turns to you before you approach your horse and walks up to you, gives you a warm smile. Till next time, Father. Till next time, Father.
My late always guide your steps back to us.
He gives you a deep bow.
Okay, so before he walks off, I want to start with him. I'm gonna reach into a pouch and pull out a shard of metal. I'm gonna say a prayer on it as it starts to emanate a bit of a yellow glow. And then I'm gonna kiss it, put it to my forehead, and then hand it to him. Say, may the light of Sigma always guide you and strengthen your arm in battle.
He takes it and smiles before tying it to his belt with a few other charms that he has from his beloved. And hesitates for a second before reaching out his hand.
Take it. And I'm gonna pull it in close.
You hear
My forehead tears.
a sigh of relief, as if just a little bit of the burden's been lifted off his shoulders. And before the embrace is too long to not instill doubt to his men, he shakes your hand firmly, pulls away from you, as he takes the reins of his horse and mounts up.
I'll take my horse and go to the front, and do the same thing I did with him to each person that passes.
Nice. And as he slowly takes head of the formation, leading his men into a double column, they're a slow walk as a lot of them reach down for your hand to just shake your hand or just to grab what you've given them, most of them tying the amulets to their horses or tucking it away or just holding it as they just ride expertly without any hands as they just stare into it, tears still in their eyes as the last exits the gate.
So can I just say the charm is like a link of chain.
Yep. And as the last one exits the gate, Ronnie turns around on his horse again. Sergeant Ronnie turns around to look at them, gives them a nod, gives you a nod. For the Emperor. And he spurs his horse, picking up speed as the rest of his men begin to follow
Split myself as a single kite.
before they disappear down the road off to the main gate out of the city.
Would they go past us on the way out?
Where are you guys going currently?
So we're going from the Black Mesa or Park Town through the Chevalier shop, whatever it's called. What's the name again?
Chivea.
Chevalier.
Chevalier. Yeah, they would a couple of streets across from you, but like if you went to intercept them, you'd see them and hear them.
Because I didn't realise that one could be.
Yeah, they were just staying like they just came to resupply before they had to head back out.
Yeah, like if I see it,
As they're riding, Ronnie spots you and holds up his hand for his men to slow down. And as he does, he bows to you, as do the rest of the men in formation, as the horses kind of whine and flick their tails. My prince, he smiles at you.
Are you heading off already?
I've got a spare horse if you want to come along. Could use, man with one good eye and good aim.
I'd love to, but things aren't going too well here.
I'd rather be fighting on the battlefield than in court.
Is there anything I can do to help?
What's the insight?
+3. Yeah, +3.
He goes to say something and stops himself, and you know your old friend, and it seems like he just doesn't want to overstep. And again, there's that, he understands there's that delicate line of his childhood friend, his prince, and the count of, or the future count of Ostermark. He stops himself, but you can tell he wants to say something. Whether you'd like to push that more, or that's up to you.
If there's something holding you back, you can tell me quietly if it's easier.
He we're dying out there, Daario. A lot of us, a lot of good men. We're only supposed to be here for a couple of months. It's been 1.5 years. We haven't seen our families. I'm supposed to be married. And we're just stretched thin. If anything, implore your father to move more men to the Eastern Front. Convince him that this thing with our cousins can be put off. That there's a common darkness that we need to unite against. Not a civil war that we need to kill each other over.
That is what I'm trying to fix. If it was up to me, you and your man would be stuck here.
I know. But, I'd get bored within a few weeks.
Yes. I'll do what I can. Till then, stay safe. You and your man stay alive. Please, if you guys need any better equipment, you know where to go.
Appreciate it, my prince.
What? I'll just say, listen this whole time. I'll just say, what was it you were about to say earlier when we met, Sergeant? Before the priest interrupted.
Castle Drakenhof, I'm not sure if you know of it. The seat of Slovenia. There's whispers from the locals that True von Karstein has come back to reclaim his seat. And although these rumors have been said before, these past few weeks are proving that to be true. There's no common necromancer squatting in the Great Lord's castle. This is something bigger. And I fear if left unchecked, well, we could be facing another vampiric war.
And things are at their worst. Sure. Has the Lord heard of this? Has the Count heard of this?
I've passed on word to Father Bellador and the Reich Marshal, and I hope they can convince the Count to send more men. The Reich Marshal also implored the Emperor to send more men, but even the Imperial army is stretched thin. Orcs, goblins, beastmen. God, it seems like we're fighting everything these days. Norsemen raiders, those pompous fucking Bretonnians.
Have you thought of reaching? Well, do you know if there has been any attempts to reach across the border to the south for aid?
To Dallinger. It is not my place to say or no, unfortunately.
Well, if you have your last moments with your friend, I'm just going to step into the Shabbat.
He looks at the sun that's now beginning to set. Yeah, he knows he has to make tracks. But he looks to you. You better not fucking run away again. Make sure you're here for my fucking wedding. Remember Lisa?
Aye.
He nods to you, smiling. Before he pulls out the ring. I got her, mate.
Oh, don't forget, I owe you a ring.
Aye. And a wedding gift.
It'll be the best one there.
He nods to you and bows, giving you the respect of your position, as do his men. Before he whistles again to his men and slowly begins trotting off before picking up speed as the rest of the men pass you slowly, each of them nodding, giving you their respect before moving off in speed.
And I want to give them all the same respect.
Good work.
And as they all leave, I just want to stand there for just at least a minute.
You watch them all ride off, and you can't help but reminisce on the times that you and Ronnie, although when you were with him, you guys hadn't been accepted into Pistoliers yet. It was always your biggest dream, like riding out together, scouting together, hunting, tracking together. And just to see that not only has he achieved his dream, he's got the girl he wanted, and he's a sergeant of the Emperor's Hurricanes, which, word around town is that they're the best unit down here at the moment. But you can't help miss the old days, riding by his side, joking, sleeping under a tree together in a storm. Tavern fights that would break out in other estates, and you just realize that you owe him and your friends, the companions that you met in Kislev, you owe them a lot. And maybe only now you just realize it with Ronnie, who is, protecting your homeland, essentially, putting his life out there, his betrothed, putting his life out there, to make sure that this state stays safe. And it adds to that fire of you need to set things right. You watch them go as they disappear out the main gate, as the sun begins to set behind the Slovenian mountains, casting a dark shadow across the city. And you turn around, seeing Drea and Bjorn have stepped into Chavoy's shop. Would you like to follow them?
There is still one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
I summoned my eagle, like 60 feet in the air, and I just whisper to myself, protect them, like for as long as you can.
The eagle screeches at you before flapping its wings and following at speed after your friends and his units. And you head into the shop.
Please, no tea, Kathy. Please. All I want is something a little more suitable for the streets.
No alcohol in this house. You know how bad it is for you.
Yes. Definitely have not consumed alcohol in your house.
Not a drop. Doris, bless his soul. He quit drinking 15 years ago. Hasn't had a sip since.
How does he keep saying?
Mighty.
Of course.
Are you back, by the way? They usually, like, if they do come out, they're usually going to come out at this time of the night, but it wouldn't be, like, if he's just come by last night, it wouldn't be, he wouldn't be here for about another fortnight.
Okay, that's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, well, in that case, Jayce would have just grabbed the tea.
And
and
back to the
came
shop.
Like he said.
Yep. So you're currently there, and your father has closed up shop and disappeared, but not to his usual spot.
So,
Anyway, is there anything I can do for you?
Yes.
New clothes?
Yes, that's what I've been trying to tell you.
You're beautiful as ever, by the way, and you look gorgeous the other day. Yes, clothes?
Yes. I would like I love this outfit. I really do.
So why do you want to replace it?
What is it?
Why do you want to replace it?
I want to add to the collection.
Oh, thank God.
But I want something that will allow me to blend in a little bit more amongst the common folk.
Oh, okay. She pulls a cloth out that is way too regal. This suits your eyes.
Something Something dark. Something
Do you have any
that
other
doesn't stand
clothes?
out.
It would be a shame, a stain upon my family, to give you old clothes. You will only have the best here.
Yeah, I don't want to wear anybody else's clothes.
Good.
I mean, you make us fit in.
Right.
Jayce, take the measurements.
Oh. Is he here?
Jayce,
Yes.
you saved him, remember?
I did.
Do you not like him?
You told her.
Do you not?
Are you here?
No, no,
What, you told your mother?
no. It's don't worry about it. I'll get you sized up.
Yes. Yeah,
I
good
guess.
work.
Cool. I'm gonna take out the tape and start measuring them.
Mm-hmm.
Could you just go with the measurements that your parents already took for this outfit?
Well, I mean, do we still have those?
What can I tell from the clothes I'm wearing?
We can, but you stay quiet and you let us do our job, my lord. These need to be tailored a little bit differently.
Alright, but I'm looking for something loose-fitting, dark, and...
Commonly, yes.
Yes.
Did you want some tea while you wait?
No, don't insult. The tea is great. Just don't want it.
Okay, that's all right. And
I've
is
got
this
this
just
like-
for yourself or for your friends? Would you like a new gown, my love?
Something common, please.
And
If you have
my
some
prince?
clothes.
Oh, the prince! And she bows to you really deeply, before pinching you on your leg to bow.
He's Catholic. There's no need to bow.
Okay. So, did you want something commonly as well, my lord, your grace?
Yes, please. Just a nice cloak. Simple.
Okay. Jayce?
Yeah?
Come help.
Will do. As I'm walking, how much roughly would Jayce estimate what Kathy's planning to cost?
Look, knowing Kathy and in your mother's generosity, she's gonna make something commonly, but it's gonna be like nice commonly that it would still stand out. And you estimate probably, for the three of them, it would be maybe around 80 to 100 gold. But
all three?
for all three, but something which they want, which you understand, could be done like 5 gold would do all of them, like simple cloth,
Yeah.
you know. But she's already searching for like the best cloth and colors that are gonna stand out. And
Oh, wait, Mum. I'm not sure if that's exactly what they're after. Look, it's not very often we get lords coming in here asking for.
I thought that's exactly what you... Go on, sorry.
For common clothes.
Yes.
So, what's the special occasion?
We're meeting some...
Entertainer.
Entertainer.
Let's just say we might be mingling with street trash. I say it as a joke.
Street trash.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
Kathy stepped away, by the way, to the back, and she's pouring over cloth rolls at the moment.
It was a joke.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll run you 200 gold.
Sure.
Perfect. Do that now.
I give him Tommen's pay.
Nice.
Anything
Start
else?
counting it.
190 in there.
You're short 10, mate.
Oh, am I?
Yeah. I mean, sure, it wouldn't be a problem for you, right? Just 10 more gold.
Yeah, it's all good.
I'll pay for it.
Hmm?
I'll pay for it.
Oh, I got shit tons of money.
I'll just work.
Oh,
Alright, we'll make those up for you.
I'm glad you're the one who enforces the money around here because your parents aren't very good at that.
Don't talk about my parents like that.
And then from the
just
back,
mean
Kathy
that-
hasn't heard this conversation. And she's like, "Remember, this is free of charge."
That's what I'm talking about. just relax.
Yeah, okay, whatever. When are we meeting?
God. Didn't I say I would?
You're right here in front of me!
Yeah, but I didn't want your mother to know.
The chaos is coming to your fucking mind. Bollocks! Later? What's that supposed to mean?
I'll let you know. I mean, what is the actual plan? Are we going after? Fine. Take my measurements and we'll head out there.
Straight after this.
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. Alright, I'll finish this up for you.
And get the rest of that rebellion out there as well. I want to meet every last one.
We'll see. And,
Do you understand we're risking a lot? You do realise this is the prince.
I'll get you close.
Are you free? You're here.
Jayce's gonna start walking out back to Hope's house.
Daario just wants to go grab the money that he hid before.
Mm-hmm.
And
You go to the spot and you're shocked for a moment not to find it there, but you realise it's just been pushed further back, not intentionally probably by them, but it looks like with the movement of material and stuff, it's just fallen to the back.
I just want to grab it, give it to Jayce.
How much was it? 400?
Your parents wouldn't let us pay earlier, so I hid this hoping I'd find it, but they haven't found it yet.
Oh, thanks, mate. And Jayce is gonna start. They're still wearing the same clothes, right? Jayce is gonna start assessing them. You said they were worth 800 when they came in. This is great, but those ones are actually worth double this.
Thank you for telling me. Your mother didn't tell us. I should get the rest of the money.
Thanks.
It's what you if you like.
Do you have 400?
I got over 2,000 gold.
What? Thank you.
Yeah, that Tom gave me. I had 5,000.
From Dallinger, yeah.
I was liking you.
Favoritism in the family.
Really? It's because I want children.
Weren't you the one that didn't want anyone to know who you were?
Well, now that's different one and I have money.
We'll split this as soon as we get out of here, right?
Funny fair. Make sure you give him promos. Oh, money!
It's alright, let's split this. Let's say
Are you guys sure you're lords?
So 1,139 for you.
1139.
Yeah, and then I'll take another 400.
We're gonna need a lot more coins.
Yeah.
I just went from over 2,739.
I was on the middle.
Were mine worth any more?
Sorry?
Were mine worth any more than what I paid?
Yeah, about another, say, 150 or so.
Are you sure? What about the dress?
That'd be another 150.
Someone 300. Fuck me.
Wasn't it 400 for everyone?
No, it was around about, you guys estimated around 800.
Jayce is slightly overcharged.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll give you everything else.
Everything else you have.
No, everything he asked for.
Haha.
Anything else?
Pleasure doing business with you.
I mean, very close, right? Well,
Correct.
your parents did much faster than you did, so, you know, no tips
They also
yet.
forgot to take the money.
Better service, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. We appreciate your feedback.
Make sure I know you a note.
Thanks. We've actually been working on these feedback forms to make sure we get quality service. But
Was it
anyway.
fine? Is it a star rating?
yeah, we do on a
Right
scale
now
of
you're
1 to
writing
10.
a 2.5, so.
Fuck you. I could go on the back.
All right, within an hour or so, you and your mother can smash out really simple clothes. Most of it taken from bits that you guys already have. And Kathy keeps going to the quite nice stuff before you convince her that it would be safer for them. And with that, she gets worried and she's like, okay, if it's safe for them, but she just wants them to look nice and be happy with, what you guys are providing and things like that. Within an hour, you've all got your set of common made clothes. And you can get dressed here if you like. Otherwise, what would you like to do?
Yeah, I think
Going out the back one by one, you all get
you're coming with us here.
you all get changed and come out with simple shirt, pants, boots.
I want mine all to be dark.
Dark, yeah. Yeah, they've done dark for all of them, and then a nice thick cotton cape that is common around the poorer people here.
Ugh. Feels weird. Wearing something so.
I can change it if you like.
No.
Jayce, I
I
told
wanted to
you
try something
we should have gone for the velvet.
No, it's not the material. It's not the material. Believe me, I'm just used to wearing less.
I need some tea.
How do I look anyway?
Like a beggar prince, but not just a prince, but you look like not a royal prince, but well, you are royal. You look fantastic.
Really,
Tea?
please no.
Okay. Did you want me to do your hair, darling? Okay. Would the little one like some common clothes?
I think he prefers to wear less now as well. For this trip, at least.
As you wish.
Can I ask just one last favour, Kathy?
Of course.
Could you perhaps get someone to deliver our other garments back to our rooms at the Crown King?
Of course. Jayce?
Will do.
Well, obviously I'm not asking for free.
No. This is all free of charge.
About
The clothes.
150.
Jayce!
Look!
How could you rip these people off?
No, we're not ripping
It's-
off.
It's a half-minute walk to the Crown King.
But
You're not taking a penny.
my God, that's
No. I'll tell your father.
look.
Your time in jail has made you a great little
No,
Tabasco.
we can pay the rent.
We'll pay it another way.
Come on,
Do
Mum.
we
We
ever
can't,
hear this?
we can't treat them differently just because they're rich.
They saved you. Be
They
grateful.
didn't save me, Mum.
Hold on. Please do not treat us differently, right? Well, where I come from, lords and other folk treat us equals.
You
I
are
understand
equals
it's
here.
different here in Ostermark.
You're friends.
Isn't
Right,
they willing to
Jayce?
preference and treat us as equals?
Friends help each other out.
Then, if you will allow, let us assist you with your rent.
Oh no, the rent's not an issue. No, we're fine.
I'm sorry, I don't.
She hits you again. Tell them we're fine, Jayce.
Look, I'm sorry.
Doing
I-
great.
You can clearly see that the material and even candle holders and stuff around the room have been stripped.
Like, I'm sorry, I do not mean to overstep. I do not mean to embarrass you. But I would like to help if we can.
You've helped enough by keeping my little boy safe and getting him out of prison. She's talking about the first time, not the second time.
Did we get out of prison first time?
You came, got the sergeant, and then Jayce popped up.
Yeah, remember Sylvanas and Jayce escaped through the well? Like up the bars.
Sorry. Give us a second. Family meeting?
Come on. What's your motion?
No. Just,
Oh, okay.
yeah, family. Huddle.
She huddles with you right there.
That's the huddling. I'm gonna go check the corner where Doris usually goes and just see if it's open. Discreetly.
Make an investigation check.
Alright. It was under the floorboards, right? I'll just
Yeah.
see it where the floorboards are.
Look, these people are trying to help us, alright? And we try and help people.
16.
If people don't accept our help, that doesn't make us feel very good, does it? Right, so we wouldn't want to be rude.
Make a persuasion check. You, while this is happening, you kind of sneak past the changing room to where it is and discreetly open it up and look down there, and you can see a cup with a half-emptied bottle there. No sign of Doris, but you do see his tailor clothes have been hanged up there, and there is a faint smell of sewage, and you can see like straw and small pieces of equipment that indicate, with that investigation check, that you can piece together that he's probably slipped out for the whole night to make some extra coin working in the sewage.
17?
Am I being rude? Do you really think it's rude?
I mean,
I don't like being rude.
like, I mean, you're not being rude, you're trying to be nice, but I mean, they're trying to help us, I think.
Okay, well, maybe we'll take it, but give them all and a warm glass of milk. Do humans like milk as much as we do?
I'm not too sure, we'll find out.
Okay. One gold piece. 2 gold pieces.
The rent's only 2 gold pieces?
No.
Oh.
And we will give you some warm milk. Or tea, if humans don't like milk.
I love milk.
Milk, yes. What kind?
Cow?
Cow? Yeah. Of course. I don't know what I thought it would be.
What other types of milk are there?
Oh, well, there's goat milk. There's. It's not listing off.
Oh, I could go get you some goat milk.
Cow milk's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, cow milk's fine.
Okay.
Just,
I'll get the milk.
just
Alright, I'll heat up those meals you prepared earlier.
Yes.
Alright, and then I'll have to leave and start setting up for where I'm meeting them.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, I'll go heat up the meals that Kathy prepared earlier, and then
Kathy brings you guys like a cup, like a litre worth of milk each, and then half a litre for Az in a bowl.
How cute. You would love it.
Do I notice that the shop has been...
You all do. It looks like it's still clean, but it looks like it's been ransacked. Like literally, like someone's robbed them.
Would I know it was from the guards? Like,
No, like because it just looks like a lot is missing. But without further questioning, yeah, you wouldn't be so sure because it's not really common that the people are taxed this heavy. But if you piece 2 together with the war effort, it makes sense.
is everything okay here? Like, this shop didn't look like this yesterday.
oh yeah, it's just your fat tax man. Yeah, he's a piece of shit. We'll talk about it later. And just gonna go to his room. Oh, like once he's heated up that food, go to his room, grab his clothes, and start heading out to the campus.
All right. You guys are given the milk, the clothes.
Kathy, have you ever put any thought into how much business do you get? Yeah. 1, 2, 3 clients a day.
One serious client a week usually.
Right. I mean, if you are,
But you've graced us a lot.
I'm a fan of your work.
Thank you.
But have you ever considered, only because you seem very good at it, opening up some sort of small street side cafe?
Oh, I did once.
You did actually open one up? Yes.
And then the guards came and tore it down because I didn't have a permit and they said my food was disgusting.
Oh,
They said they don't eat Tabasco shit.
That is
But do you like it?
Tabasco food I like, yes. Yes, yes. Yes, cow milk.
They broke all my pots and pans.
That seems out of line.
Oh, it's quite regular here. But I'm okay. I just need some tea.
How does one prepare for such things? Well, I'm more asking Daario now.
And I said,
Honestly, you've never heard of such things. It just sounds like another money grab that's been put in place probably by the royal treasurer at your father's court to get more money for the war effort. Never before have you there is definitely a permanent thing, maybe in other cities, but it's never been enforced in Ostermark.
Yeah. That's strange. We don't really do that.
How often does the taxman come?
Every fortnight.
Is that
a
normal?
particular day?
Again, more than often. Not really. It's just when he's done eating up the rest of the neighborhood.
At night?
Yeah.
Does he hurt?
Does he?
Does he hurt everyone or only the ones that cannot pay?
Oh, everyone. I tried to stop them beating up poor Cindy next door. And, I clawed at one of the guards' faces and they went to imprison me until Doris paid him 500 gold pieces. They broke Cindy's nose. So I gave her some milk and tea.
The prince here will not stand for this. Change is coming.
Oh, we're not complaining. We're okay. We're happy here. We don't want any trouble, my prince.
Seems like it's a little too late for that.
Changes will be made, and you'll be looked after. That's where everyone.
Thank you.
And I bowed to
She bows deeper. Almost slamming her head into the counter.
you. You don't need to bow to me, Catherine.
Oh, you don't need that. I'm not a prince.
But you're a good person.
There's not many of them nowadays.
As are you lot.
Is the kid ready?
so he was heading out.
Yeah, let's just say he'd be running down the stairs now. Yep, yeah, all set to go.
Alright.
Are you all accompanying him to the canvas? Yep. Alright. In that case, that is where we'll leave it tonight. As the group steps out, Travois, needle and thread, out into the night, heading to Jayce's special spot known as the canvas. Join us next time. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys here next week to continue our story. Good night.
Hey guys, Ahmed here, aka Bjorn Orphan. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment your favourite moment below. And remember, keep spreading the mythic word.